Hello and welcome back. Today's episode is on Hitori Kakurenbo. This is basically a hide and seek game or a ritual, whatever you want to call it. This includes a haunted doll and being alone in the home. Not just any doll. This doll needs to have limbs and maybe legs and hands to move around, so objects like this doesn't work. You might be aware in so many religions they tell you not to cut your nails or hair or carelessly discard your blood. That is because these carry our energy and it can be used in a negative way. And today, with this game, we'll be discussing how it's done. So firstly, you need a doll. As I said, one with limbs and kind of looks like a human. The haunted Annabelle doll, something like that. Then you need a red thread. Okay, not just any thread. It should be red color. You need a lot of rice. You need a piece of your clipped nail, and sometimes people even use a drop of blood to increase the effects. And most importantly, you need a sharp object like a scissor or a knife. We have seen a lot of haunted doll movies, and growing up, I used to get scared of my own doll. Even though it never felt haunted, it's just a creepy thought. What if it moves, or what if it walks, or what if it's staying where I didn't leave it? Dolls are known to be vessels which spirits can attach to, and the first step of this whole ritual or the game is to fill the whole thing with rice. You're gonna have to undo the cotton or whatever is inside the doll and fill it with at least a cup of rice. So we have inserted the rice. Now we need to sew it with the red thread. The game begins at 3 a.m. The game has a lot of different variations, just like all other games, especially with the elevator game. I think I saw so many different codes and a little bit variation to the game itself. And this one also has a lot of different variations, but mostly it starts with the 3 a.m. and you being alone in the house and turning off all the lights. Some people turn on the TV to create the static or radio frequencies where the white noise is heard. And then you have to take the doll. Remember, you're all alone and there is no light. The next step is to submerge the doll in the water. It could be in the wash basin, or you could fill the whole tub and submerge the doll. Before starting the ritual, you need to name the doll. So you need to give it a name. It shouldn't be the same as yours. Don't give a name whom you know just because you like the name. So avoid using your own name and people you know. Now you're gonna repeat this word. Now you're gonna repeat this. Firstly, you're gonna repeat 3 times the doll name, and then the first seeker is me. That marks the start of the game. You're gonna leave the doll in the water and you're gonna walk out with salt water in your mouth, okay? And hide. So now we're gonna count 10 and grab a knife and go to the doll which is in the bathroom and in the water. Once you find the doll, you're gonna say, "I found you," and stab the doll. Doesn't matter if you have a scissor or if you're going with a knife, you're gonna have to stab it and leave it there. And then say the doll's name and say, now you're gonna say, "Now it's your turn," or "Now it's the doll's name," and turn. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna leave the knife there and you're gonna walk out of the bathroom and go hide very quietly. This is the part where a lot of people claim to have heard stuff like whispering or soft footsteps that kind of matches the doll's footsteps, and or the small rustlings, or you can know that there's something else, something moving and something whispering your name, but you know for sure that you're alone in your home, and this and the silence which should have been there isn't there anymore. And some people even claim they can hear dripping sound, like the doll spilling of the water. So if you ever encounter the doll itself, or if you feel like you had enough of the scares for tonight and decide to close the game, you'll have to go look for the doll, which is kind of looking for you at the same time. And once you do, you're gonna have to either splash the salt water, or you're gonna have to spit out the salt water you're carrying in your mouth. And you're gonna have to say "I win" 3 times. That would mark total of 2 wins for you, one with a knife and the other with salt water. If you do that correctly, the doll will accept its losing and answers everything you ask. Some version even say after you use the salt water, you're gonna have to burn the doll or destroy it completely.